Let's see. Hey guys, my name is Tabrice. Welcome to the Amateur Football YouTube channel on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. So let's go straight into it. I've got my guy Doddz with me. What's going on, sir?
Hey, how you doing? Well, thank you for having me on first, I should say. How you doing?
I say thank you for accepting. Thank you for accepting. So guys, if you kind of love grassroots football, if you love creating your own content from non-league to grassroots level, whatever you guys do, please comment and subscribe to the Amateur Football channel. And again, this is live. So again, if there's any questions that you want to ask me or can ask Doddz, please just pull it in the chat, and we will literally try our hardest to answer them unfiltered, of course, unfiltered. So you know what? Let's go straight into it. Doddz, man, journey of a creator. Can you please talk us through your journey thus far?
Okay, so not 100% sure where to start. My background is an artistic one, so I actually was a street artist at first, and then tried to make it in the art world, which is difficult for anybody. And it wasn't. I was making these custom denim jackets, and it wasn't until I started putting AR or combining AR with these jackets and having these jackets come to life that they really started to take off. So very quickly, they went from not creating very many jackets to creating jackets for like big rappers, celebrities, brands. And that then just naturally piqued my interest towards augmented reality. So for the past maybe a year and a half, I've been doing less and less jackets, actually, to be truthful with you, but working with brands to create AR experiences, all of them on social media, Instagram primarily. And it has been a very interesting, steep learning curve of a journey, but yeah, lots and lots of fun.
Cool. Come on, you know what? Come on, we have to name drop now. Come on, just kind of give us a few people that kind of, done a few collaborations. Come on.
So jackets wise, the Game, Drake, Crept from Crept and Conan.
Yes.
Billie Eilish did get a jacket, although she's not worn it yet. Dapper Dan, he's a famous designer. AJ Tracy, Skepta. I mean, it's sort of gigs.
Come on.
So yeah, and that all happened in a very sort of quick period. And then brands for Instagram filters have been Gymshark, Coachella, HBO, Adidas, Puma, Boohoo. They're just the ones I can remember off Twitch, off the top of my head. Yeah, it's been a very it's been a good sort of 2-year period.
Cool. But I mean, again, with literally all of those names and kind of with like all of those personalities, you've had to work damn hard, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a really, so like not knowing anything about augmented reality, like you can understand that is a difficult pool to jump into. So jumping in the deep end on those has been a really tough sort of few years. But I just naturally am interested in this sort of like a bit nerdy anyway. So like the tech side of things are just naturally curious about this sort of stuff. And in fact, because it's such a new industry, it's quite easy to become established in it. There's no, if you were like a photographer or a videographer, it's difficult to then just in 2 years become the biggest in the industry. People have been doing it for 20, 30 years perhaps, but there's no augmented reality on Instagram. You could only do, like when I started doing it on jackets, you couldn't even do it on Facebook. So quite quickly you can rise to the top, which has been very exciting. And I've been in Facebook's partner network now for about 6 to 9 months, which is their top 100 AR creators globally. So it's been a quick rise.
Oh, amazing. So, and I'm gonna give a big shout out to Caldecott Arms. I know these guys personally, and again, they literally do so much content work as well. So guys, big up for you guys for tuning in. And again, if there's any questions that you can want to ask Doddz, see, again, Doddz is the guy, like he just makes me feel this small. Jesus.
No.
But hey, honestly, legit amazing, absolutely amazing. So again, next point. So IG filters and the evolution. So how has like IG filters evolved I'd say in the past 2, 3, 4 years?
We, like I said, it's a very short timeline for augmented reality as a whole. Instagram filters is one part of that, but you're waiting for the tech to get better, you're waiting for the phones to get better, you're waiting for the internet to get better. So as those things have happened, you can be more creative. So if you take Instagram filters, for example, the program that you build them in, Spark AR, they have about 50 updates a year. So that's like one a week. So it's a really rapid changing environment where stuff like I told brands that you couldn't physically do, like it was impossible to do 2 months ago, you can now do. And like keeping up with that, you can imagine is a battle within itself. But yeah, as the text got better, it's really just allowing you to do more. The file sizes with these filters are really small because not everybody has good internet. Obviously, Instagram wants everybody to be able to use these filters, so you really have to package an experience into this, into these filters. And I mean, like at the very beginning, it was poor, you know, like not just the file sizes, but like a lot of augmented reality is to do with tracking. So like understanding the camera, understanding the scene in which the user's showing it. And, you know, you can imagine that the tech on that has got very good over the last couple of years. And then looking forward, there are commercial opportunities for augmented reality. And that's only going to get more and more interesting. And when there's more commercial opportunities and therefore brands are pouring more money into it, that's when you'll see like really, really good advancements in the tech. So it's got an exciting future, I think.
Okay, and you can have mentioned a software. Is it Spark AI? And that's an Adobe. That's an Adobe suite thing, isn't it?
No, that's Facebook's free software that you can use to make these Instagram or Facebook filters. So that's their studio you can download.
Okay, all right, okay, and for like someone like me that's an absolute novice, I mean, is like Spark very easy to use? Is it user friendly? You know?
Yeah, well, like I said, I was a videographer, so and a graphic designer before that. So, and I picked it up. If you use like the Creative Cloud, Photoshop, you know, Premiere or anything like that, it might look a little daunting when you first look at it, but it's just like one of those softwares. If you use it frequently or not even semi-frequently, if you're just using it and you get used to it, it is Facebook good in the fact that they actually do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. So like, I don't know the technical or I'm starting to learn the very technical aspects of augmented reality. You don't need to learn any of that. You can follow a YouTube tutorial or like even just an article online and sort of piece a filter together yourself with literally like in half an hour. It's very straightforward to use. No previous experience required.
Okay, cool. And I think that kind of leads me nicely onto like this, because again, listen, this is completely new. I'm a videographer. I kind of know how to take pictures. I'm not really a graphic designer. And AI, you've like kind of talked about it a little bit already. I mean, again, can you kind of really kind of talk about AI? AR as a kind of simpleton like myself. Like, what does that mean? You know, give me like the definition.
Okay, so you have AR, which is augmented reality. You have VR, which is virtual reality, which everybody will have heard of. And then you have XR, which is mixed reality, which is kind of the combination of virtual and augmented reality. Virtual reality is taking the user and putting them in a digital world. So you see like an Oculus headset or something like that. Shout out James Osborne for the comment. You see VR, yeah, putting somebody in an environment, that's the headset. That's mainly gaming at the moment, but there are other sporting applications. You can imagine being taken to a stadium or something and watching a game live. Then you have augmented reality, and that is the ability to apply a digital layer over the physical environment around you in real time. So I could take Pogba or something, a digital version of Pogba, and I could put him in my living room and he could reenact like a free kick or, you know, a dance or something like that. And then being able to like move the camera around and having that animation, that AR experience sort of fit in and stay stationary, so it looks like it's actually part of the environment. So that's augmented reality, and that's where I think I believe it's an interesting field to get into because it has the biggest potential going forward. It's just VR took off initially, which is why everyone's heard of it, but augmented reality has actually become a bigger market. I think it was like last year or the year before. Scott is I can't remember the figures, but there's more spend and investments from brands and researchers have gone into augmented reality, because having the ability to have the digital world that we have on our phones, but put that in you know, the environment around us. You can get rid of phones, you can get rid of TVs. You wouldn't need a monitor like I'm looking at now. You wouldn't need any of that stuff. And you know, you could shop within that. We could be having this exact conversation, but you could be sat in front of me, you know, and like rather than through this screen. There's just a lot of opportunities to have a sort of a more, I don't know what the right term is, like a digitally connected world. You know, with phones, it's like you're always looking down and stuff like that, and it's not really a natural behavior. But I think you could, yeah, you could create something really exciting with AR, which is why I guess it's probably becoming a bigger market. And then Instagram filters is augmented reality, but it's augmented reality at its like at its very simple form. Like I said, there's you've got all your Instagram filters that when you think of an Instagram filter, you're thinking of like a selfie. Maybe it puts a hat on you, maybe it turns your face yellow or whatever. That's like the basic tech behind AR, which is understanding the camera can see a face and understand the different parts of a face, and you can create experiences around that. So it's a really good place to get into. Like I said, you don't need to know all about everything that I've just said. Basically, you can just create something very quickly and very easily without having any AR background. I've just seen James Osborne said, "Is Pokemon Go a good example?" It's kind of the way that Pokemon Go worked. This is just probably me being a bit nerdy now. Is it didn't really track. It didn't track. You know, what I was saying earlier about being able to like anchor the player or whatever it is in the environment. It didn't quite do that. So it's a good example of like a AR in like a basic form. But yeah, it is a good example. But if you ask anybody who's in the AR world, they don't take. There's like not like a bit of shade thrown at Pokemon Go, but they're just kind of like not true AR, they say. But you know, that's...
Okay. You know what? Because I know that you've like done an Mbappe AR kind of feature. I mean, yeah, like I don't know what the correct terminology is, but what you said about Pogba as well, and I'm just thinking of like my audience and like the kind of content that I produce. So you're telling me I could take a picture of myself and with my amateur football kit or whatever it is, and pull it on my desk, and then that could be tracked. Is kind of that something that could actually happen?
So you're saying that you would have your photo of you.
Yeah.
You'd put that photo in other people's rooms, or are you saying that you'd be able to put Pogba on top of that image?
I would like that. I would see. I'm not narcissistic, but I'm not. But like, I imagine. Yeah. So like, could I create an image of like myself, and then other people on like other devices can use it, and then I'm actually on their desk? Yes, it's possible. Yeah.
That's called a plane tracking filter. So the camera looks for a plane, a flat surface, and then you can put something on the top of that, and then wherever you place that, it will stay, and you can like move around. So it's not just that you could put an image in there, it's that you could put highlights of a game, although it would have to be quite quick highlights with the file sizes, but you could put music, dancing, confetti, goal celebrations. You can like, it's literally just limited to your imagination, really.
Wow. Okay. Amazing. And okay, and this kind of again leads me nicely onto like practical tips certain things that I can do as a kind of creator. And again, like probably like the basic form, if I, would I go on Spark? And I don't know if it's possible for you to give us almost like a layman's process of me taking a picture of myself and then putting it on to other people's smartphones or devices. Like, what's the process? Like, can you give me something?
Okay, so if I was going to make a filter for you, I would I'd open up Spark AR. I'd create a target tracker filter, which is similar to a plane in the fact that it's looking for something, but it's not looking for a flat surface. It's looking for whatever I tell it to look for. It's looking for a target. So that could be the logo of your football club, and it could be on the crest of your kit. So if anybody was to hold their phone up with this filter to the kit, the logo on your home kit, then something could happen. So I could create, let's take the highlights, for example.
Yeah.
So every week I could update the filter with that game's highlights, or maybe the winning goal or whatever it was. And I would create that filter in Spark AR. So when anybody scanned the kit, the logo on the kit, the video would pop up and there'd be this little animation with the sound on with that winning goal. And that is very, very straightforward to do. In fact, you could do that in 10 minutes probably. And then you just need to keep updating it, obviously, every week.
Okay. So you definitely sparked my interest. So so I would have to scan it with my phone, right? So
Yeah.
It's like a QR code or something.
So no, you couldn't. No, the filter would sit on your Instagram profile, and then people who wanted to use that experience could go on your Instagram profile and click on the filter, and then on the filter, it would show you what it's looking for, what the target is. So it would show your team logo, and then once you match those up, boom, there's your experience. You could use a QR code if they weren't already following you on Instagram. If I'm previously working with brands, they've used a QR code, and that QR code is linked directly to the filter. And in fact, it says, scan this code once and then save this filter, because if you open up your stories, you'll see there's like a Rolodex of filters that are just underneath. You can save filters to there and they'll stay there permanently. So you could use a QR code once just to get to that filter and then save it to your Rolodex of filters. And then every week they could just have a new experience. And that's good practice really for a filter to have something that brings people back. It might just be okay to just make a filter, and brands spend a lot of money on a filter that really people only use once, which in some cases is fine. But if you're sort of, if budget, you want to stretch the most out of your budget, you want to make sure your idea is a reason that people keep coming back. So, I mean, I would be making filters like specifically around game day. So each game day, people are taking a selfie and posting it to their followers. And if you think about the mechanics of that reach, on Instagram, you've spent your budget for your filter, okay, but then if you have 500 followers and you use that filter, and each one of those 500 followers use that filter again and they show it to their 500 followers, you've just reached 250,000 people with no ad spend, which on Instagram is like, that doesn't happen. If you've got 500 followers, you don't reach 250,000 people. So, and then if you thought you used that every week, it was like a game day filter or something like that you kept updating with the new teams or the results or whatever it was, that would be the best way to grow or at least reach new people on Instagram, in my opinion. Of course, that's my opinion, but it's not been beaten yet. Wow. I can't think of a better way to do it.
Wow, that's amazing. And you've kind of spoken about growth, and again, like you've kind of spoken about stats as well. And again, that's this kind of filter, this kind of IG filter and this AR, reality, the kind of AR feature. This is probably something that brands and personalities probably want to see now. If you're kind of looking to actually get that sponsorship or that kind of collaboration, that this is like something that clubs and content creators within within the sports industry should be doing, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, of course, I'm going to say that, but brands. If you, an example that I think would be worth mentioning is the work that I did with Puma was an unboxing of their new boots, and they sent it to their top tier players. So it's like Aguero, a few others that name escapes me, but Aguero posted a video of this filter, and the filter was the box opening up and then the shoe like flying out and then rotating and then going back in, and then obviously when he opened the box physically rather than through the AR experience, then the boot was there and it had this sort of element of magic behind it. And that piece of content outperformed a paid post. It outperformed the engagement rate. Usually, I mean, I'm trying to remember the stats off the top of my head, but the engagement rate on a post on a branded content is about 0.9% or something like this, and the engagement rate on this was like 0.8%, 1.8% or something. It was at least double what the engagement rate is, because people have seen every type of branded content that there is to possibly see out there. They see through the transparency of like how obvious it is, whereas something, if you can create a cool effect, people have not seen that before. And so it catches their attention, which is what the whole point of marketing on social media is. And then if you have an experience like that then people can click on, and then when they buy the product themselves, they can do the same thing that Aguero did, then obviously that's just like cool. And there was a high click-through rate on that post as well, for people trying out that filter and then people obviously buying the boot. So if you are involved in a football club or something like that and you're working with a brand, if you could tie an Instagram filter into your influencer campaign, so it's okay, yes, we'll build a filter that everybody else could use, but it obviously needs some sort of like supercharge at the beginning, so we get our influencers to post about it and use the filter, and we could maybe even personalize it for the influencers so they're more excited about it and a bit more engaged in it. Then yeah, brands are excited because that's new. That none of their competition are doing anything like that. Influencers are happy. Like people who are watching it are impressed because they've not seen anything like that. So that's why I'm not short on work at the moment, because brands are very interested in it.
Amazing. And guys, people out there, listen, I don't know any kind of grassroots or non-league content creators that are literally talking about what Doddz is doing right now. And I'm going to challenge people out there to actually create your own filter, your own IG filter. I'm going to do my own IG filter. Be the first. And not only be the first, be the best. Be creative. Because again, this is an untapped pot. And again, this is like something that you can use to attract players, to literally attract brands, to literally bring your local communities together as well. It is an opportunity, and yeah, I'm very, like, I'm kind of speechless because I'm trying to compute everything. But like, also as well, I am like, I think like the pennies drops thinking like this is a huge opportunity. This is probably how creating content is like going to be moving right in the next, I'd say, couple of years. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. So you've only been able to do filters on Instagram for maybe like 2 years, maybe not even that long. So it's new. It's really, really new. So just because nobody else is doing it, I wouldn't say that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be looking at it. I really think that there's things that you'd be able to create, and it's not particularly, like I said, there's online tutorials, YouTube videos that you can do this for free and post it out and reap the benefits of. In terms of the potentials from a commercial point of view, AR and shopping like really go hand in hand. Releasing new kits. I'm working on a filter at the moment with a football club releasing their new kits in the summer, and then you can also have your products in Instagram with Instagram shopping. So you can use the product tag feature to be, connecting the virtual products that you're showing in your filter to the physical products, and people could be purchasing having, I mean, there's just, I could literally just go on a list of, you know, potential uses, but I think that like you said, it's obvious that every man and his dog is going to be doing this in a number of years. And in the same way that a couple of these grassroots football teams started doing content before everyone else, and then they got big, I always talk about people doing filters and AR to those who are doing YouTube like 10 years ago, who are now obviously at the peak and top of their game, or top of the platform. This is your chance now, and I'm proof of that. This is your chance now to like be those, you know, have the same trajectory as those guys have had, because everybody's going to be doing all types of content, but they're not going to be doing this for maybe another year or so. So you've got a whole year just to, you know, reap all the benefits of an untapped market.
Oh, amazing. And you kind of spoke about YouTube channels and, you know, people doing it. Listen, give people your contact details. I want people to go follow you. I want people to literally follow your lead. Please give them your contact details.
Well, in terms of that like Instagram filter, the target tracker that I talked about earlier, I post YouTube tutorials or Spark AR tutorials on YouTube every week, and the video that I just posted, which is probably why it's so, you know, near to the front of my mind, is how to do a target tracker, and the video is like 8 minutes long. So you just follow that, and I'm rambling a lot in any of it. Probably about 5 minutes of actual time to create something like that. So you could do that very, very easily. So yeah, it's just Doddz on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all of those platforms. But always posting, ways for people to get involved in this, because like, I'm not going to say untapped market again, but I'll also be keep an eye on this video the next day or two. So if anybody puts any questions in, I'll be happy to sort of answer them. I've just seen somebody's written, I wish I had questions, but all of this is just so interesting to listen to. Don't stop talking. Don't stop talking. Filters and background effects can already provide a different vibe on something as simple as a photo. Yeah. I completely agree, James.
Yeah.
Smart man.
I mean, literally, I know I've got questions, but I'm still just trying to sink everything in, and literally I can literally imagine I'll probably get a few DMs, and like you will probably get like a few like DMs as well. And again, this has been so interesting. You know, again, you know, we're like talking about, you know, investing in ourselves, you know, investing in our knowledge and our skills. And again, as kind of content creators on all like different platforms, this is a great opportunity. And honestly, Doddz, like, thank you so much for kind of spending half an hour with me. And actually, how have you been during the lockdown? I mean, you know, I know that you're kind of doing a half marathon.
Yeah, I'm supposed to do one tomorrow. In fact, last week I signed up for a full marathon I think it's in May. So is that 2 months away? Wow. So yeah, lockdown's like doing okay. So I left my job at a marketing agency to do this full time, maybe like 6 or 7 months ago. So it's been an exciting, in a sort of funny way, the fact that there's no distractions of like not being able to do literally anything has meant that I've been doubling down on work. So I was a bit worried about, you know, what does it mean to quit your job during a pandemic? But touch wood, things continue to go as they are. But yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions. Like I said, I could literally just rant about this sort of stuff all day long. But if you had Spark AR, probably something I should mention is there's a lot of insights, and like I said, it's quite easy to get reach. So if you're one of many you know, football clubs out there trying to get brand sponsorships, if you can say, hey, we've done this thing, it's cool and nobody else has done it, but it also reached, you know, 20,000 people, then that's going to pique a brand's interest more than, you know, over everybody else. So you'd rather it be your football club that had done that than, you know, somebody else that might be watching.
100%. Oh gosh, boy, I'm telling you, Doddz, I'm going to be straight on it, straight up today. But again, Doddz, honestly, thank you so much for like spending this like time with us. And again, if there's any kind of questions, any kind of DMs, please feel free to contact myself or like Doddz. guys, I salute anyone that's kind of creating content for grassroots football. I salute anyone that's kind of working hard, that's investing in themselves, investing in the local community. I salute anyone right now that's kind of looking to kind of get into this AR and Instagram filters, and literally just looking to explore different avenues for themselves, clubs. Again, you know, we are here together and we grow together. So again, thank you so much. My name's been Breeze, Doddz as well. Great lighting behind you as well. You made me very, very jealous when like you was kind of setting everything up. I do like the purple and everything else there. You know, you're looking very yeah. So honestly, like, thank you so much. And yeah, honestly, please subscribe to like Doddz. Please come and subscribe to the Amateur Football channel. I bid you guys a wonderful day. We're out.
See ya.